And welcome back to part 2 of episode 110, polishing the cylinder tank. We just finished vacuuming the gravel in a 460-gallon cylinder tank. We're now ready to remove an additional 100 gallons of water. Our goal is to drop the water level low enough that we can go in and polish the inside of the tank using a buffing wheel. We've got our container placed and we're now ready to start draining the water.
And we placed the drain spigot right over the top of the floor drain on the patio, and the hose is inside the container. We'll go back inside and put the sump pump back on the end of the hose and pump out a couple hundred gallons of water.
So here's my twofold plan. One, we're going to drop the water level low enough in the aquarium so that Condi can lean over the edge, reach down, and polish as far down as he can reach inside the aquarium. So the further the water level is lower, the further he can reach into the aquarium. Number 2, we're going to take out 200 gallons of water. Doesn't matter how much water we've already taken out of the tank in vacuuming the gravel, because the 200 gallons I'm taking out now is going to be placed in that container out on the patio. When it comes time to put the water back into the aquarium, we'll start first with that fresh 100 gallons of real ocean water that's in my van outside waiting to be pumped in first. The balance of the water will then come from that 200-gallon container outside. This way we can maximize the new salt water and the benefit it'll have into the aquarium.
Okay, we're pumping water out of the tank. We'll drop the water level in the tank down far enough for Condi to do the work. This container here will hold that excess amount of water, and then when we're done we'll put in the new clean salt water with a balance of that.
And once I've got that 200 gallons of water out of the tank, Condi will take over. I'm real curious to hear just exactly how he's going to go about doing this.
We're going to wrap the sculpture up, tape it up around, make sure there's no compound going inside of the tank. There's a bunch of haziness that's to the tank that we're going to work on getting out.
So with the water level dropped down, what Condi plans on doing is taking the buffing wheel and leaning inside the tank and using the buffing wheel to try to polish the inside of the tank. Part of that polishing process is to use a liquid polish. Unfortunately, the polishing process usually will throw some of that polish around. So what we've attempted to do is take painter's drop cloth and not only cover the entire coral sculpture, but lay some of that drop cloth across the surface of the water. We're then going to take and use masking tape, the type of blue tape you would use if you were painting a wall, so it has the least amount of stick, and try to tape that excess plastic to the inside rim just right above the water level on the inside of the aquarium. This way we can minimize any of the polish that might end up on the coral sculpture, or worse yet, getting into the aquarium water.
And your tape won't leave a mark on the inside that we have to work on polishing out?
No, I tested it already.
So we have no real idea whether the polishing compound is actually toxic or not. The reality is we're not in a position to experiment, and so what we're going to do to make sure that none of that polish gets into the aquarium is use that painter's drop cloth not only to cover that entire coral sculpture, but the water surface, and with those taped up edges, none of the polish should end up entering into the aquarium water. The one trick that we have to keep in mind, though, is while we've got all that plastic over the surface of the water, there is no new oxygen coming into the water, because the main source of oxygen in this aquarium is that wet-dry trickle filter. And with that pump turned off and 200 gallons of water withdrawn from the tank, that aspect is not working for us at the moment. So time is of the essence.
And I'm not sure if you can see the difference there between the area that he has kind of polished out versus the area that hasn't been polished out. Granted, there is a thin film of algae on the inside of the tank, so that makes it real obvious, but I don't know if you can see all of those horizontal little tiny micro scratches, and that's like to say not a result of the aquarium cleaning magnet, which I really don't think it is. Regardless, there are a bunch of whole little tiny micro scratches that need to be polished out.
And so as Condi seals up the top of the aquarium like a jar of jam, I'm going to go check on the new salt water that's out in that 100-gallon container out in the van.
Okay, 100 gallons of real ocean water. I just had 500 gallons delivered yesterday, of which this is part of. I was going to put heaters, and I ordered them in and shipped in UPS, and I was going to put heaters in those containers last night because it is December. But I was just so wiped out last night I never got the heaters into my containers. So we filled the 100-gallon container, and I just brought those heaters along, and now I've got them sitting inside this container to warm the water up a little bit. I would hate to stress out the fish by putting in too cold a water into their current tank and maybe give them all ick or something when we tried to avoid that kind of an issue and decided to not pursue pulling the fish out. So again, my reason for warming that water up. Once Condi's ready, then I'll take and pump with the sump pump 100 gallons of new clean water into the tank upstairs or inside the house, and then the balance of the water will draw out of that 200-gallon container sitting on the patio.
Tropical Fish Hobbyist Magazine has been the authoritative source for aquarium keepers since the first legendary issue rolled off the presses in 1952. With informative articles month after month about the fascinating world of freshwater aquariums, saltwater setups, paludariums, ponds, and more, illustrated in crisp detail by the world's top aquatic photographers. TFH covers it all. And now, with subscriptions starting at $13.95 and a mobile digital edition you can take with you wherever you go, TFH is your ultimate resource for all things aquatic.
Hello, my name is Jim Stime. I'm with Midwater Systems, and I'm the developer of the Jelly Aquarium. The Jelly Aquarium is a tank designed specifically for the keeping of jellyfish. I offer 5 different sizes of tanks designed to be built into a wall or a freestanding cabinet. I also offer the inexpensive Mini Jelly Aquarium, which has its filter system built into its backside. Additionally, I offer tank-raised moon jellyfish, as well as a line of tanks designed for producing your own jellyfish. For more information on this fascinating world of keeping jellyfish, visit jellyaquarium.com.
Are you ready for the Marine Aquarium Expo this coming March 31st through April 1st of 2012? This is the largest aquarium consumer trade show in North America and a destination spot for marine hobbyists. Held at the newly remodeled OC Theron Event Center and featuring over 100 exhibitors, speakers, demonstrations, and a huge product raffle. For more information, visit marineaquariumexpo.com.
How's that coming along? Looks good from here.
It's not gonna work, Jim.
Why?
It's not gonna work.
It.
You're gonna have to stop it there.
What do you mean?
It's not working. Doesn't look clear. Doesn't look clear to me. This is how it should look right here. That's how it should look.
Oh, you're pulling my leg now.
That's how it should look.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wait. I'll get even with you.
What do you think?
Well, it significantly looks clearer. Like I said, I don't know if that's just because we're taking the layer of algae off the inside or if you're actually doing something.
No, trust me. You want to see me wipe a layer of algae?
No, I'm giving you shit back now. He should be real pleased with that. How are the fish looking? They don't seem to be stressed or anything. You see them breathing heavy?
They're fine. I'm not breathing heavy or anything.
Feels like a normal routine, just less water.
Yeah, maybe that's what's bothering him a little bit.
Yeah, they all bunched up.
Yeah, it's like being stuck in an elevator. So he saw it and he says he's happy with that?
Money.
Oh, you paid him a bunch of money, or he's...
You said money.
Oh.
Money is a word for a good job.
Oh, okay, cool.
Perfect.
Well, then you got his approval, so keep doing the right thing.
Gosh, with all the silly joking, you might think this was a Pet Network aquarium show. But all joking aside, it sounds like the homeowner is quite pleased with the results of Condi's polishing efforts so far. So it looks like the polishing aspect is coming along really well. I'm quite impressed with Condi's ability to remove scratches and polish out aquariums. But I have to admit, I'm becoming a little concerned. It's been an hour and a half since the system's been running, and I'm beginning to think maybe some of the fish are beginning to feel the effects of lack of oxygen.
Now that you're getting over to this far side, how are you gonna work on that without having to lay a foot on this nice glass counter?
I'm gonna take a small pill like Alice in Wonderland. This small right there. Yeah. It's gonna be exciting. What I hate is this part right here where the corals are at.
Yeah.
That's the only side that protrudes out.
Sticks way out, yeah.
More than any other.
So as Condi becomes an acrobat as well as a contortionist, he continues to dangle that polishing wheel inside the tank, but he's certainly doing a good job. Having reached a point where we cannot step onto the custom-made glass bar top for fear of cracking it, Condi decides to take the more time-consuming route and polish out the remaining section by hand. Make sure to come on back for part 3 to see if he can get this finished before the fish run out of oxygen in their water.
Make sure you're holding on real good with your free arm. Usually what I do is I try to hook one arm